Hey guys, this is going to be a Team Wolf theory video. I love my theory video. I know I did one like 3 weeks ago now, but I want to do another one because in the one that I did, which was a mid-season video, which you can check out below, I only really touched on 3 main topics going into season 4, or in season 4, but I want to touch up on some like certain things, and so I'm going to touch up on what I think Stiles is and what I think Stiles is going to become and do and stuff like that. It's all about Stiles. So the first thing with Stiles is Stiles, he's human, okay? He is human, but he's something else. From 3A to season 2, season 3, I think 3A was when we found out about emissaries. Yeah, because they was do Kaylan time. So from 3B, I've thought, ever since we found out that there were emissaries and stuff, I figured that Stiles is the emissary. If he's not an emissary, then he might be a druid, but I really think he's going down the emissary path for probably Scott's pack. He may decide to turn to Derek's pack, or maybe, I don't know, does Satomi have an emissary? Or were all our people killed? These are the questions we need to know now. Also, going on the fact that Stiles is something, if you saw the preview for next week's episode, you know that Lydia writes Stiles' name on her grandmother's code, which is a completely different Deadpool list, might I add. It's the 4th one. We know the code. We don't know if there's, I don't think we know if there's a keyword, or maybe the keyword was Stiles. I don't know. I don't think we know that yet. But also, a little side note, there is, if you paused it when they were putting the list up, there is someone named Lorraine Martin, and I'm thinking it's her grandmother, so I'm thinking that this Deadpool list isn't the first time it's happened, and that her grandmother died from the last one, which I don't know how long ago that would have been, but maybe it's like every decade, or I don't even know when Lydia's grandmother died, so I don't know, but like every like X amount of years, because I think that could be an idea. Or it could have been Lydia's grandmother's mother, maybe, I don't know, but there's a Lorraine Martin on it, and I'm dying to know what's going to happen with that. So back to the Stiles thing, there's obviously that he could be an emissary, but also with emissaries, they have certain gifts, and we know with Morel that she has telekinesis, and that she's able to able to move the mountain ash into a perfect circle around her. And with that being said, there was something that happened in this past week's episode with the 2 weeks ago's episode with the chemist, and continued over into this week's episode. But the chemist and that McCall, I'm just going to use like last names for the parents because that's like the easiest thing to do. McCall didn't kill the chemist. Stiles did. Because if you look at the actual video, and I watched the video a couple times of just that scene, from the way everything happens, it doesn't add up perfectly, because obviously McCall was behind them in a hazmat suit, which already probably not a good vision line. So, and following up with this past week's episode, he said that he had a line of vision on the gun. There is no way he had a line of vision on the gun. Between being in the hazmat suit, he was also in Coach's locker a pretty good distance away. And I mean, if he was an actual, what's what I'm looking for here? Not sniper, but really good at guns. Armsman? Is that the word I'm looking for here? I'm terrible at actually trying to remember what I'm talking about. Anyway, he would not have had a line of sight to see the gun and to have that great of an aim. Right in the forehead, there's no way. Also, if you look at the chemist, the gunpowder is in the front of his head, which means that the gun actually shot this way instead of this way. So that's one thing. And 2, where the hell did the bullet go? because that bullet should have gone through Stiles. Literally, with the aim, with the perfect direction it was in going through, it should have hit Stiles probably in the head, in the face somewhere, or maybe like the shoulder area. It should have at least grazed him, if anything. Plus, which I think is a really thing to tell us that McCall did not kill the chemist. Brayden mentioned in this week's episode that the California law is that guns have a 10 bullets in their gun. And if you look at the scene where McCall is talking to Scott, he even told him that he's only killed like 2 or 3 other people, which means he's not that good of a marksman. Is marksman the word I was trying to think of earlier? I think it was marksman. Anyways, if you look at that in the bag, and he was taking the bullets out of the gun he shot the chemist with, there were 10 rounds. So that tells us that he probably didn't shoot the chemist. Also, if you look at the scene where the chemist gets killed at, there was if you play on shadows with the way Stiles and the chemist were standing, how can I do this to show you? Okay, Stiles was here, chemist was here. There was a huge window right there. McCall was like over here area, and there was a blinding light that came from this way. That shouldn't have happened. It should have, if anything, come from this way, but the shadows played out with this way. That says something else, by the way. There's no way McCall shot Stiles. Maybe there was someone else there, maybe behind them, who shot the chemist, but there is no way McCall shot the chemist. Now, I don't know how Stiles did it, if Stiles was the one who did it, bringing in that he may have telekinesis or is an emissary or something, but there's no way McCall killed the chemist. Another thing is that Stiles is a spark, which it goes along the lines of being an emissary, sort of. In the MTV bio, it calls Stiles the light of Beacon Hills, which is another thing to Spark. There's been several other references to Sparks where there was a taser with a Nogitsune, which, not fully, but there's been times when the lights have been perfectly alright, nothing's been going on, but Stiles would walk into frame and the lights would flicker. And another one is Derek 3B, not sure which episode, but he was talking to one of the twins when he was fixing Stiles' Jeep. And he has these spark plugs, and he touches them together, which, first off, is a no-no. Don't ever do that. But he touches it together, and it creates a spark. That is just another thing I think Stiles might be. Between the spark and the emissary, they kind of go together. But yeah. Yeah. Those are my Stiles theories. But tell me your theories on Stiles. I've heard a lot of different things. There's been a lot of... I just heard someone talking about owls with Stiles, which I can totally see. There were a lot of owls in the past few weeks that have popped up around Stiles, but I don't know much about the owl thing. I think owls are good and evil, aren't they? Because I know they're omens, but then they're also, I think they've dealt with witches, which that's, well, depending on what kind of witch they are, but yeah, I don't know a whole deal about owls. So if you're in the owl theory community with Stiles, tell me what that all means, because I'm intrigued to hear about that. But if you agree or disagree, or if you have any other thoughts on Stiles, or if you have any idea on something else you want me to talk about in the theory world of Teen Wolf, let me know. And thanks for watching.